Shalom, and welcome to this video. Today we're going to discuss the book Psalms, which comes in 5 parts. And while we get into it, we're going to break it down. I'm going to hopefully, Lord willing, represent all 50 Psalms. I'm not going to necessarily read all 50 Psalms, but I'm going to read the ones that's highlighted in the structure, and we can go from there. So let's get into it. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Wahab Rukwa Kodash, all praises, honor, glory, and power to Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, our Lord and Savior. Double honors and respect to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and teachers of the Great Millstone, which have taught and is still teaching me this truth. Great respect to the fellow believers, Yakim and Akwath, and the remnant of Israel, which includes the 144,000, the one-third mixed multitude, promised mercy and salvation from our Lord. All right, so with that, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to take myself off the screen, and let's share the screen. Psalms. All right, Psalms is pretty, well, in the King James Version, it's pretty straightforward. Well, in all versions, but if I need to go, I may, and I'm sure I will, need to go into either the Good News Translation or we'll go into another version to get a clearer message from the Word. All right. So, tell you what, let's start. Right now we're in Psalms 1, but let's start. Let's get some more history of Psalms, and we're going to go to the. Let's go through the structure of Psalms. Okay. As you can see, Psalms, the standard Hebrew text divides the Psalms into 5 books, perhaps in imitation of the 5 books of the Pentateuch. Just ignore that. That's, Now, one thing you have to realize, and we have to accept that the Bibles were kind of moved around. Okay. Some of the things you have to read it, spit out the bones, and eat the meat. So we're not concerned with what they think. Perhaps that really doesn't teach me. It doesn't provide me any edification. Their guess. Okay, it's just Esau's way of throwing you off kilter. All right, so let's get into it. Right, so as you can see, there's 5 books in Psalms. Okay, and we'll get into each book. We'll discuss them. Okay, and we'll start off with Book 1. Book 1, Psalms, goes from 141, from 1 to 1. That's lucky, from 1 to 41. Psalms 2 provide an introduction to the Psalms as a whole, except for Psalms 10 and 13. The remaining Psalms of Book 1 are Psalms of David, which means that King David wrote these Psalms. Most of them are prayers of distress. Others are statements of confidence in the God who alone can save. And these are examples of the books 9, 11, 16, and 18 are statements of confidence in the Most High. Striking the note concludes the book 40 to 41. Reflections on ethics and worship are found in Psalms 1, 14 through 15, Psalms 19, 24, and 26. And we'll read those Psalms since they are outlined in the characters. I'm not going to read the other ones because there's 41 Psalms. I may not read the other ones, but right now this is just an exploration on the structure and what the Psalms have to offer. You know, I mean, we know this is the word of the Most High, but we're just doing a very small, short little analysis. Okay, so it says Psalms 1 and 2 provide an introduction to Psalms as a whole. So let's read Psalms 1 and 2, so we can get that that experience. Psalms 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. So, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of ungodly. In other words, you're not swayed or you're not moved by different advice from those that are not in his truth. You know, you don't care about what they have to say. That is not where you receive your instruction. Nor does he standeth in the way of sinners. You don't hang out with sinners. You don't partake of the things that they partake of. Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Nor do he hang out with people that are scornful. The individuals that are not in the truth, not aligned with this gospel. So you have a lot of these camps that they want to do some brotherly love and get together and, come together as a nation. But the scriptures don't say that. The scripture says come together. It says unity in the scriptures, in the doctrine, because you have Israelites all over the globe, and which means that there are some elect within those Israelites that's all over the globe. There's no way that we could come together as a nation, physically. The scriptures, and to think that way is cardinal thing. It is not spiritually thinking. Okay? Psalms 2. Psalms 1, verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. So that's a good introductory statement. Psalms is highlighting, it's identifying, it's telling you what not to do. And verse 2 is telling you what to do to receive the blessings from the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And note the title, the righteous and the wicked contrasted. The wicked, Psalms 1, the righteous, Psalms 2. All right. So since it didn't speak of, we're gonna jump straight to 9. From 9 it says another category or reason. What 9 identifies is stress, prayers of stress, and prayers of distress, and prayers of confidence. All right. Well, let's go to 9. Psalms 9, a psalm of thanksgiving for the Most High's justice. Okay, and this supposed to be prayers of distress and confidence. To the chief musician upon Mathalabin, a psalm of David. I will praise thee, O Lord. My whole heart I will show forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, thou most high. When my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. But thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sittest enthroned, that sittest enthroned, judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. And speaking of the enemy in the same sentence as destructions, that's what Esau ties directly to Esau, because everything about that devil is destruction. Everything he does is death. I was just watching this. It was a documentary on meat on Netflix. I think it was What the Health. Yes, What the Health. And it was an hour and a half, and it discussed the entire meat industry, how these certain meats, chicken, beef, and but it focused on chicken and beef. 90% of the chicken is doctors got some crazy, something in the oil, something in it. They spray inject it with antibiotics and certain chemicals, even organic. And the beef grass fed is supposedly a very healthy choice. But what was relayed is that a lot of times the cows are eating grass that is either chemically treated or got some kind of crap in it. So even grass-fed beef, you're still going to get some form of chemical toxin into your system. And these meats cause the leading cause in the death are related to what you're eating, because what you're eating is what the cow ate. The cow ate the grass. The chemicals are going into the cow, and you're eating it. And a lot of these chemicals so far from these animals is slowly killing, causing heart attacks, seizures, cancers, and the like. It's directly tied to the meat industry. The number for the chicken was 90% of chickens are polluted and cow about 80%. Very rare when you go into a grocery store meat, very rare is it for you to get meat that is not tainted or polluted some way, some fashion. So this precept, when I read it, my mind can help but to focus on Esau is destroying the air, the food, water, the economy. You pick something, pick anything in this kingdom, and you find that it's all been cursed and defiled by the devil. And a lot of it is because of his attitude, and he was created to do so. He's a sword, and he's acting out exactly his plan. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. But what he don't know is that he is the sword of the Lord. And what is that? Was the It's the same. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's what Yahweh says. I think it's in Matthew. Live by the sword, die by the sword. He told Peter that when Peter cut off the servant's ear, when they came to grab Yahweh to take him to prison, when he was they was in the field praying. But live by the sword, die by the sword. And what Esau don't know is, he's got the sword and he's marveling. He's wielding it beautifully, destroying everything, killing everything. And the sword is not just a big blade. It's a gun. It's the poison. It's the things he's using to destroy everything. Okay, going on. Psalm 97. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord Yahweh also will be a refuge for the oppressed and a refuge in times of trouble. And that refuge is going to be the elect of Israel, those Native Americans, so-called Black Americans, and Hispanic Americans. They are the oppressed. And those that turn to the Lord will be a refuge, will be a refuge for the oppressed. Will go and seek refuge in times of trouble. Those that don't turn to the Lord, they still calling on the JC and other gods. They're just going to be walking around perplexed and not knowing what's going on, not listening to the word, not listening, learning, and just falling into into Esau's plan, taking MOTB and other things. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. And that's the elect. They're the only ones that's receiving the gospel, accepting the Lord as the report says and describes him to be. Sing praises to the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion, declaring among the people his doing. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. See, the Lord is not forgetting the prayers that the elect are throwing to him. No, he's taking it in, and he's going to come down on his time. And he's not forgetting what Esau and the nations have done to his chosen. They are not afraid of blood, and they are going to perish. With blood, they're going to be dealt with two times worse, as opposed to how they dealt with us, with the nation of Israel. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. And these devils, just when they think that everything is working, when they release that MOTB, they crashed the economy, and everything is started. The wars are kicked off. It's all gonna fail, because at the time the Lord is gonna stand up. Lord's gonna visit. Michael's gonna stand up and raise up a standard. And what is the standard? The standard is this word, righteousness. And he's going to destroy he's going to put foot up the butt of Esau, and the Lord's going to come down, and he's going to save his people. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot the Most High. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. And isn't Esau talking about he's a God? Well, he's going to have to prove that when the Lord comes, and he's going to have a stark reality. You ain't nothing. You're the demon. You're a devil. Okay, let's look at Psalms 11. The Lord of refuge and defense. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready for the arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. And right now, the wicked, let's just say the wicked, they're making certain laws and rules so that when you break them, they'll have a right to come up against you. For instance, in New York, they're creating this a doctrine, a law, but it's a referendum, but it's a policy or law that if you work within the city, okay, it's called a congestion law. You have to pay $15 a day to drive. That's every day. That's everybody. Now, how is it going to be possible when you don't have a job, or when some people may be making $20 a day, $25, $25 an hour, and $25 a day. I mean, the bottom line is that comes out to be about, I think that I heard something like $75 a week. And now you have gas money. Sometimes you have, if you have to go across different bridges like the Verrazano or the Tapestry Bridge or whatever bridge you may have to go across to get to your job, you have all these other expenses that you have to take care of, and they're slapping you with $15 to go across to be able to drive within the city. That's an unfounded. That's it's unfounded. I can't think of the word. Oh, it's an unrighteous decree, and so that's a form of bending the bow, and making it, setting a snare so that when you refuse to pay that because you can't afford to, then you can be arrested. Or with this new disease, the new disease that they're unleashing, because they did this right on time, because the C-19 is heading back here in a much stronger and violent form. And so that will force people to ride public transportation, which is more of a, it creates a bigger possibility to get infected and to affect everybody throughout the city. So it's just backwards. What they should be doing is, if they want to worry about congestion, is to give everybody the opportunity to work at home, And, I was talking with my sister, and what we came up with, make a policy that something that when applicable, and I don't mean to make it, it's not going to work all the time, but the certain skilled professional have them work either at home or at the local community, hire people that's in that certain community where they don't have to away. And when they got a skill set that they can't find in this certain facility, certain local towns, then and only then can they reach out for somebody to come in or do sit at home work. But see, those are just little suggestions that make too much sense. But see, they're not trying to make sense. They're setting up you to be destroyed. Basically, that's what he's setting you up to be destroyed and to fall into a snare so they can have a reason to unleash, the full venom, unleash the entire sword on you. For lo, the wicked bend their bow that they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright and heart. And upright heart is the elect. Now, yeah, everybody's going to be affected, but the target is the elect. Esau doesn't care nothing about his people or anybody else. He'll shoot an arrow straight through 5 of his people to get to that one elect. He don't care, okay? Because that one seed, that Amalek, who's the one that's pretty much, this is his plan. He don't care about the other Edomites. And the other Edomites, they're so busy enjoying white privilege and so forth that they're walking around blinded. And the other nations, they're so busy drinking of that cup that Esau has handed them that they're just going to sip away. They don't care about nothing. Their idea is, as long as it's not me. And there's a trend going on now that with the nations, Israelis and other nations, they are pissed off, and mostly right now, the small hats, they're upset that the so-called Negroes are not jumping and supporting them with that crazy war, the judgment is going on in the East. See, the elect know that it's judgment. That's got nothing to do with us. They don't belong there, just like we don't belong there. The small hats are they're Esau, right? The wicked, they're Khazars. And the Palestinians, they're from most of them, they're a mixture of the so-called African people and the Arabs, because the original Philistines, the Palestinians come from the Philistines, which was an African tribe. But as you can see, that they're mixed in with Elam and everybody else. So, and the Arabs, Isaac's brother, Ishmael, is a bunch of Ishmaelites and Elamites. That's who's there now. So that was predicted. It's prophesied that they would destroy each other. That's got nothing to do with us, But they tried to raise some, compulsive examples. I say compulsive because it is. They're trying to get you to say, "Oh yeah, you're right," because they so-called walk with Black Lives Matter and so forth. So what? So does everybody else. And the original blame kids, they have done nothing wrong. But, all of that, that's just another reason for them to take shots at the Israelites. That's another arrow that's been shot, at the tribe of Judah, so-called Lot tribe. Okay, go on. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold. His eyelids try the children of men. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares and fire and brimstone and a terrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, his countenance doth behold the upright. So that's that's that pretty much fits, the confidence and the distress. So let's look at 16. It's right on point because it talks about they're setting up to destroy, setting up to kill everybody, not just us. The goal is to kill everybody except enough for slaves. But that the Georgia, was it the Georgia Stones? They want 500 million, and everybody else got to die. And that 500 million, believe me, I would venture to say that they would be happy if all of those 500 million were Israelites, to prevent them from going out of rulership. And I can't say for sure, but that sounds about right. The Lord, the psalmist portion in life and delivereth in death. Michael, preserve me, O God, for in thee I do put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord, thou art my Lord. My goodness extendeth not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrow shall be multiplied, that hastens after another power. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. The Lord's inheritance is Israelites. And that's in plenty of scriptures on that, Let me see. Oh, it's too many. Oh, shit. Let's see. I realize I'm going off page, but I wish I could get that. A little slacky. Okay, here it is. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob. The Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So let's get back to, who was that? Psalms 16. 16. Oh, my soul. Let me see. 16. The Lord is the portion of my inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. So the Lord's inheritance is Jacob, the children of Israel, not the whole world. Okay? The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have goodly heritage. I will bless the Lord who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life, and thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Now that's pretty uplifting, you know. And let's try one more. 18. The Lord prays for giving deliverance. The chief musician, Psalm of David, servant of the Lord, who spoke unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered me from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, Yahweh, my strength. And anytime you see Lord in caps, is Yahweh, my strength. The Lord Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compass me, and the floods of ungodly men make me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I call upon the Lord Yahweh and cry unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured, coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode unto a cherub, and did fly, yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, this thick cloud passed, hail, stones, and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and highest gave his voice, hail, stones, and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows, and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings, and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord Yahweh, at the blast of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also in a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord Yahweh, and have not wickedly departed from my power. For all his judgments were there before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore has the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands and his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my power will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and my power have I leaped over a wall. As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is the Most High save Yahweh, the Lord? Who is a rock save our power, Yahweh? It is power that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet and setteth me upon my high places. Hinds' feet are swift, they can move, get out of danger. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand holdeth me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps unto me, that my feet doth not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength under the battle. Thou hast subdued unto me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord Yahweh, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. Thy people who have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid of mine close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is power that avengeth me, and subdued the people under me. He delivereth me from my enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Yahweh, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and his seed evermore. Now, if that's not confidence, I don't know what is. Wait a minute. The heat is on. Slocky. I got the heat on and the door open. Okay, one more thing. Okay, yeah. So that is a good example of distress and confidence, so, and we just, I'm just acknowledging that we characterize it as on point. Reflections. Let's see what they're talking about. Psalms. I'm going to read a couple of Psalms on reflections because I only have about 10 minutes. Let's see. Psalms 14 and 15. Well, let's read 14 and 15. And this is supposed to be, okay, reflections on ethics. Folly and wickedness of men. The chief musician, a psalm of David. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. And that can be described as the 2/3 and the wicked, which includes Esau and the other nations. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Lord. They were all gone aside, they all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Lord Yahweh? There were they in great fear, for Most High is in a generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord Yahweh is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice and shall be glad. Yeah, that's pretty, this is fire. Description of a citizen of Zion. Lord Yahweh, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Lord Yahweh, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in the holy hill? He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, and whose eyes a vile person is contempt. But the honor that fear the Lord, he that sweareth to his own hurt and changes not, he that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. Okay, that's ethical. Let's try 19. Psalms 19. And that's supposed to be another example of ethical. The works and the word of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Through the chief musician, a psalm of David, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament shew his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech, no language where the voice is not heard. The line is gone out through all the earth, and the words to the end of the world. And then hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it. There is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, that much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is a servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and thou shalt be innocent from the great transgressions. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. That is pretty powerful. What is that? 19. And let's go one more. I got a little bit of time. Let's see. Okay. The King of Glory entering Zion. And that's Yahweh entering Zion, which is when the hopeful elect are gathered and we're in the kingdom, and the Lord is entering into that kingdom or bring us into the kingdom. The Psalm of David, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof the world, and they that dwelleth therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Established it upon the seas, which is the people, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord Yahweh? All who shall stand in his holy place. Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul into vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive a blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob, Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord Yahweh, strong and mighty. The Lord Yahweh, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. That is powerful. Reflections on ethics. So, what we did was just investigate a little bit about how these books are arranged. And book one, you see the first two chapters were introductory and introduction to the entire Psalms. As I said, in book two, first of all, let me go back. Okay. And book one, it says book one, but I'll just say part one, the introduction, the first two chapters was an introduction into the complete books of Psalms. It's lucky for the light. I kind of shift over here. And the book of Psalms, most of it is written by David. And it says as we read in the intro, that only two books, I think 10 and 33, were not written by David in this particular part of the book. And then there's prayers of distress and reflections on ethics, and this is part of the characteristic of all the Psalms in this chapter. But I just wanted to give you a small version of how the Psalms is structured. So my disclaimer is, I can't even talk today. My disclaimer is the MOTB is right around the corner. You see how everything is coming. You see what's going on. Certain laws are coming into effect. And I talked about the new directive that New Yorkers got to pay $15 just to be able to go to work if they live in a city, either walk or jump on the trains, which is going to be cesspools and entrance places for the disease to attack the city and to spread. Because people that get sick, they're not going to stay home. They're going to go visit and travel and share the disease. And Psalms the Psalms of distress and confidence, Psalms of ethics, and all of this was a small portion of what is displayed throughout this book. The famine is right around the corner. The famine of the word. What's that? The famine of the word, the famine of food, the MOTB, the third woe, unrest in the cities, and the release of these immigrants that come over here in the guise of what's new troops that come over here, the guise of immigrants, they're gonna be released throughout the city. So there's a lot that's gonna happen. So the only way out is not to jump on a plane and leave New York or leave California. The only way out is in the tabernacle of David. Repent every day, get to know the Lord, and if you're an elect, reach out and the Lord will reach back and pull you in, if you be worthy. If we be worried, Lord willing that I'm of the elect. So with that, I just want to say Shalom. And this is going to be, it's almost time for the Shabbat. Shabbat. So I got to hurry up and cook something before the day ends. So with that, Shalom. Until the next time, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kwame Yasharala, in the Bible Bar. We got next, Lord willing, in the words of the prophets.